Don't forget to log on to doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Log on to Doggie Diamonds No Filter. There you will see the new videos. There you will catch all the audio versions of the podcast. I put out a lot of audio too. You could go right there. I got to implement something else on there, but make sure you go there. You could shop. You can do everything right on that website. Every way to get in contact with me, and I got to go on there and add some other stuff too. But doggiediamondsnofilter.com is the website for Doggie Diamonds TV. Make sure you go there. Also, for only $100, I promote your content on Twitter. Well, now you got 2 Twitters. Now you got 2 Facebook pages. Now you got 2 Insta stories. Now you got 2 YouTube communities. You got threads in doggiediamondsnofilter.com. So it's more of incentive to do the promotion with me because I'm putting you on multiple sites. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Let's go. I know y'all ain't hear that in a while. It's been a few days. But I've been on the other channel, man. Make sure you go to the other channel as well, the Interlude TV. The Interlude TV, that's the other channel. So I've been over there putting in some work. Got a lot of work to do. You know, work don't stop. We keep it going. Cash App pinned to the top. Anybody that want to support, you can. With the Cash App, via Cash App. All supporters, welcome, needed, and thankful for. Yeah. I'm here. So y'all gotta, you know. Alright. I can't stay late. I'm doing a detox tomorrow, so I gotta get on here. I went to Trader Joe's today. I gotta get on here and do my 1-2 thing really quick with y'all, and then prepare for this detox tomorrow that I'm doing. So hey, it's gonna be a rough one, but I couldn't let the day go by. I don't know what I wanted to talk about today. I had bounced a few topics around, but I was like, damn, the GZA released Liquid Swords today, 28 years ago. Damn. Where did 28 years go? So when you watch this video in the playback, and you can do it in the comments now, but I want you to leave it on the playback. Where were you at when Liquid Swords came out? Because if you say sword, then you are special. Where were you at when Liquid Swords came out? How old were you? So I want to see that in the comments. I'm going to go through the comments and correspond with y'all later on. How old were you when Liquid Swords came out? Where were you living? You know, where were you? I ain't gonna front. My favorite, I'm gonna be real with you, my favorite Wu-Tang solo album is Only Built for Cuban Links. But it's hard to say who had the best Wu-Tang solo album. I would say on Cuban, but then I loved, it's a toss-up. That's another not a debate, but another discussion, because you got Cuban, you got Liquid Swords, you have Iron Man, you got Supreme. Damn, it's kind of tough. And Dirty first album, Return to the 36 Chambers. I liked the album too. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I definitely liked this album. So this record right here was special because if you don't know who GZA is, GZA was the Genius. The Genius was on a record label by the name of Cold Chillin' that I was affiliated with. So he was on a record label called Cold Chillin'. His name was The Genius, and he had an album called Words from the Genius. Had a single called Come Do Me. Very different sounding than who he became. I won't say he was trying to be pop, but it sounded pop. I didn't like the album. I didn't like The Genius then. I didn't like anything about it. It was just like The Genius, okay. Because Cold Chillin' to me, when I thought of Cold Chillin', I first thought of First Person, MC Sham, Biz Markie, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Roxanne Shante, Marley Marl, and of course Biz Markie. I think I said him already. and Granddaddy IU, the late great Granddaddy IU. So when they signed the Genius, I was like, first of all, the Genius. Now, me being a wrestling aficionado, there was a wrestler called the Genius. So I didn't know who is also Macho Man Randy Savage's brother, the Genius. And he used to come out and read this weak ass poem, and this is a whack wrestler. Rest in peace to him, no, but he's just a whack wrestler. Like I'm like the Genius. He had on a cap and gown, and I'm like, so the Genius. I'm thinking of wrestling. There was no correlation, I don't think. I don't know if anybody ever asked Genius that, GZA rather. But yeah, so when I saw the Genius, I was like, he was like, yeah, come do me. I was like, what is this? I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't cold chilling. This ain't what I like. You know what I'm saying? I like Roll the Riches and ain't no half stepping and all that. So he didn't come out. And then when Wu-Tang came out, me being living in Park Hill when I was very, very young, I knew they was in front of the building that I lived in for a little while. And I was like, so I started looking, because remember, I don't know if you remember, in the beginning it was different versions of the Protect Your Neck video. It was the different versions. It was a video where they still had, I think, the Simply barcode running on it. It was one video. Then there was another video that looked a little bit better. So I just remember the beat was very, very dark. I didn't know who these guys was, but I'm looking, and then I just hear, it's the Method Man for short, Mr. Meth. And I'm like, yo, why that look like Shotgun? I'm like, yo, I swear that. Then I saw Lounge, and then I'm like, yo, that's Shotgun? Then I seen 160. I said, it makes sense. So then I seen Rakim, RZA. So I know who, I got this feeling. Ooh, we love you, Rakim. I remember that. So I was like, okay. But then when I heard Jicka Genius take the Wolves 2 slamming for these cold killing labels, I said, yo, that's Genius. But his name was Genius, but it said GZA. So I was like, I'm like, yo, did he just diss Cold Chillin'? So what I took from the verse, I thought he was dissing Cold Chillin', which he probably was. He had a right to diss Cold Chillin'. But when he said, when you looking for a suit and tie rapper that's cleaner than the bar soap, right there, I was like, so who is he talking about? Is he talking about Kane or Granddaddy IU? Because if you knew both of them, Granddaddy IU wore, the suit and tie and all that, and Jay-Z ended up kind of copying on Unreasonable Doubt. So I don't know, if you look up Granddaddy IU, Smooth Assassin, and you look up Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z is dressed just like Granddaddy IU. So go look up Granddaddy IU, Smooth Assassin album, and then look at Reasonable Doubt. Granddaddy IU wore it first. It just, it is what it is. So, now this Wu-Tang thing is where it's at. So now we're into this, I was about to say we're into this Wu-Tang thing, but no pun intended. So now this Wu-Tang thing is taking place, and this 36 Chambers album come out. So I realized the Genius, who's now the GZA, doesn't rap like the Genius. It's a new style, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like this. So, we could go with we all fell in love with 36 Chambers. Maybe because it was such an imperfect album. So when I say it was imperfect, at this particular time, I'm young in the producer game. I'm maybe a year in production. Been around it for a while, but I started around the greats. And one thing that I learned from the greats was quantizing, and I learned tuning and being on beat. So when I first heard the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers album, album. The thing that threw me off about the album was some of it wasn't on beat. So I didn't really know how to feel about it from a producer standpoint, because when I was hearing some of the beats, I was like, yo, all he had to do was turn it a notch. It would have fell on beat. Then when I started hearing a lot of the stuff that wasn't on beat, I started saying to myself, well, maybe he's doing that. Maybe that's done on purpose, because I doubt if anybody is going to just not know how to put it on beat, you know, some of the songs. But I understood. I started, okay, 36 chambers. So certain things started making sense to me. And then I think by the time the purple tape dropped, I kind of understood what was going on as far as the production and the sound. Because I didn't get it at first. I'm not going to lie to you. At first, I didn't get it. But then it started making sense to me. I said, oh, okay, I understand the sound. I understand what's going on. At first, I didn't, because remember, at this time, it was a lot going on. It just was very, very dirty. It was the Wu-Tang original album was very, very, sonically was very, very, it wasn't sonically what I was used to hearing or wanted to hear, because I ain't gonna lie, my production sound that I like was always very, very melodic and kind of like jazzy with hard drums. So, you know, a lot of filtered beats and stuff like that. I just didn't understand it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then I started understanding that some of the stuff that was imperfect is what made it perfect. You know, I say that a lot of times. So, but some of the things that I listen to and I say, yo, oh, I get it. So then I hear, shame on the nigga, because I can say nigga now. And I hear he puts in Thelonious Monk keyboard in there, because I sampled that same record. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, yo, that's Thelonious Monk. I used that. So I started saying, yo, all right, I get it. So these is a bunch of MCs. And then from there, besides the Juice Crew, besides Boot Camp Clique, this was a time where people started saying, like, we got a Wu-Tang. So the whole posse. So it started making sense. So now we started looking for, okay, what's going to become of this big conglomerate group? We were hearing that they all was going to get solo deals. So we started hearing stuff, you know, we start seeing the Source magazine. We start seeing all types of stuff. So we start hearing that they're going to all do solo albums. This one is going to be on this label. This one's going to be on this label. We see Method Man sign a major deal with Def Jam. So we like, Method Man, Def Jam. I don't know how that would work, right? So we just started seeing different people sign here. Raekwon, Loud Records. We know Loud Records has a Mobb Deep. You know, but we're looking at them all signed. Old Dirty goes to Elektra. We know Elektra is Busta Rhymes, Missy. Who else was on Elektra at the time? It'll pop in my brain as I'm talking. So we just start seeing them spreading out. Deck never got a major deal, as well as U-God didn't get a major deal, as well as Master Killer. But then I seen Genius, aka GZA, went to Geffen. So Geffen is David Geffen. And I don't know if you know about like David Geffen and some of them. A lot of these major label owners like David Geffen and them, they'll be having different labels that they own together. They'll have their own label, but then they have labels that they own together with other bigwigs. So that's how you got like WEA, you got like it's another label that's owned by a few people. It's slipping me right now. So at this time, the solo albums are starting to come now. And as the solo albums is coming, we're seeing, you know, Method Man Cal album come out, which, you know, I don't personally think, I don't really like Method Man solo albums like that. You know, I'm just being honest. His first few solo albums always had a great record, but I never liked the body of work. I like the one that Eric Sermon produced a little bit more than I like the others, but he always has a great joint on there, and Method Man is one of the greatest rappers ever. But then we got Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. So, you know, that's instant classics on the Old Dirty joint. You know what I'm saying? Because dirty is dirty. And you know, anytime you got Brooklyn Zoo, when you got you know, the come on, I mean, Brooklyn Zoo is Brooklyn Zoo is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that we don't even got to talk about no other record, but Brooklyn Zoo. And then you got, of course, the powerhouse is Only Built for Cuban Links, which is, I think, you know, truthfully, besides, I think Only Built for Cuban Links is RZA's best production to me personally. You know, that was his best production. But then, you know, who would have who know what we would have heard if the flood didn't happen, right? So we hear this Only Built for Cuban Links album. So I'm like, damn, how do they top that? Because I'm starting to think now. So I'm like, okay, who's left? You got Deck, who I like. You got Ugar, who's okay. But, you know, you got Master Killer, who's okay to me. You know, he's dope, but I can't hear a solo album from him. But I was interested, and I'm gonna be real. Around this time of the first Wu-Tang album, I never thought Ghost would be where he was at. I didn't want to hear Ghost as a soloist. I'm just be real with you. But the Purple Tape, I was like, hold on, Ghostface is going. Because at first when he was like, speaking of the devil, psych, no, it's the God, get your shit right. I was like, nobody buzz when I shot slugs. I was like, nah, this nigga's aight. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally. I'm just keep it real. I was like, that nigga's aight. But then it became a point where I was like, hold up. That Ghostface dude he rapping. You know, Purple Tape, I really took notice to, yo, that Ghostface dude got nice. He got nicer. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I took notice to Ghostface. And then, you know, as they're doing this solo albums, the Liquid Swords come. So the first thing, I think the first song we heard was what? I think was it I Got Your Back? What was the first single off that? I think, what was the first single off of there? Was it Cold World, or was it in the MC's Came? What was it? Because it wasn't an MC's Came joint. Wasn't that? Why is that? Why am I getting soundtrack for that? But Cold World was like, okay, Expect the Deck went off, and I expected that from Deck. But Cold World, we be running from the cops and da 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 da. So then that came yo, Pearls, what's your name? Pearls World, suck a dick. How about that? You ever notice that nobody on YouTube is even talking about music, you bitch? So if the fact that I'm talking about music and it's my show, and if I say I don't like something, I don't like something. So hate yourself, nigga. He's a hater. Good, I'll be a hater, but at least I'm talking about music. You give me one YouTube channel that talk about music. Give me one YouTube channel that talks about music today. Anyway, oh yeah, I am thinking about I Got Your Back. You're absolutely right. But I'm thinking about when the MCs came, what is that? What song is that? If RZA put the track. That's not labels. I'm thinking I Got Your Back. I'm thinking I Got Your Back. But what was that? Look, nigga gonna come back. Anyway, but this GZA album, this album, I think that you got Cold World, you got labels, you got some heavyweights on this. No, I Got Your Back is on this album. So what is I Got Your Back, but you best to watch your front? Okay. Yeah, you got that. But then you got on this album, we can't forget you had some heavyweight shit off this album. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I Got Your Back came out 2 years before the album. Again, I remember, I don't know. We don't have to really get into that. So now look, on this album, we got some heavyweight records on this album that still the test of time. Not everything that came out 28 years ago stands the test of time. Some shit we don't want to hear from 28 years ago, right? Like, I don't want to say nothing specific, but there's some shit that I don't want to hear. But some of these records, it's 28 years ago. Some of you don't have children 28 years old. So when we start dealing with shadow boxing and Cold World and Fourth Chamber, that's timeless music. Shadow boxing. You just never heard nothing like this in your life. You never heard nothing like Shadow. But yeah, I Got Your Back was on the Fresh soundtrack. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. What's your name? Lucius Thomas. Thank you. But shadow boxing, you never heard nothing like this in your life. I was like, that shit is crazy. So then Fourth Chamber come on. And remember they did the dude video. You just see these dudes just come on, and then you just hear and you just see the video was so fire that you looking like, yo, the only man the whole wait for, you just like, nah. Why is sky blue? Why is the water wet? You like, yo. That's when I was like, Ghostface has arrived. It was a lot of verses, but that's when I was like, yo, but just think about it. This is 28 years ago. This is 28 years ago. You understand? So just for us to realize that the video was so fire video, like that was a nigga karate movie. For real. That's a black karate movie. But then it was a dual video. And then we knew Killer Priest was dope. That right there was just like, yo. I judged wisely, as if nothing never surprised me. And I was like, okay, this dude is nice. Because like I said, I'm a fan. But when I heard that, I was like, yo, this dude spazzed on this. This dude, I'm like, yo, the Killer Priest dude wilded out on this. Because Ghost was saying shit that we was like, why do this really? You know what I'm saying? But the video, y'all got to remember the visuals. Watch it after this. But when Killer Priest came on, I was like, oh, shit. Who this? This is the Sons of Man dude? Oh, nah. I want to hear him solo now. We'll get into that one day. But I was like, I want to get into him solo. So as we listening to this album, we got all these songs. We really don't got no skips. I'm like, yo, ain't no skip on this. But then you got a bonus track by this kid who just bodied Fourth Chamber called Bible. Called Bible. Shout out to Fourth Disciple too. Definitely one of the Wu-Tang producer, unsung hero, don't get his credit. Definitely provided a soundtrack that was very, very similar to the soundtrack that RZA provided, but you knew when Fourth did it. Just me personally. I knew the difference between Fourth, True Master, and RZA. And if I was going to rank the Wu elements as they started being called, of course RZA is the master. I don't know who to pick between True Master and Fourth Disciple. I would say they are tied. So I would say RZA, of course, True Master, and Fourth Disciple. I mean, come on. Fourth Disciple did four angels to me. Four angles. Four archangels. Fourth did that. So right there, he just ordered me. But then I love Milk the Cow. Then I love Slang of the Tory. So I can't pick between them two. But I'm always going to say RZA, of course, he's the teacher. But Fourth Disciple, it's just, you had a female rapper called Entice, who I knew from, she made a record called Brown to the Point. I don't even think, her name was, then she got down with Wu-Tang and she got Method Man on the hook and she made a song called Hush Hush Tip. I won't tell if you won't tell. Nowadays, you got to keep it on the hush hush tip. I'm like, yo, that's Method Man with Entice. But I was listening to the beat and I was like, yo, that beat is fire. So look up Entice Hush Hush Tip. Fourth Disciple did that. So, I always wanted to let it be known Fourth is one of my favorite producers ever. Of course, with True Master and RZA, but I won't put True before Fourth, and I won't put Fourth before True. Depending on what day I'm listening to them, is who had dope. But yeah. So now you got this song called Bible. And this becomes a solo record that changed the album, because this is a solo record on somebody's album who is being looked at now as an elite lyricist. Because remember, we remember the Genius. We heard him spitting on the Wu-Tang projects, but this is his solo project. And then here in his solo project, you have basic instructions before leaving Earth. And I was like, hold on. This is a Killer Priest solo song on Genius, GZA. That meant a lot to me because we never saw that happen besides Jay-Z doing it later with Dear Summer. You don't know, Dear Summer is a solo record on Bleak album. That's what sold Bleak album, not Bleak. But anyway, and that made me look, now I really wanted to hear a solo song from Killer Priest now, because now I knew that he can do a solo record. He just did a solo record on a big release from Wu-Tang. So when I'm listening to this record now you got all of these songs, and I will say, when we look back at music, I don't really think we understood what we were getting, because look back, none of those things that we got has not been duplicated again. Not even by them. It was such masterpiece. It was such a good painting that they couldn't recreate the painting again. It was such a perfect painting. You can't recreate that mold, that magic. And it's so dope to me because now when you realize what we got, and we never heard that again, and we're never going to hear that again. We're never going to hear that again. We're never, again, it's 28 years ago. We're never going to hear that again. So now, listening back to it, you start realizing, damn, this was my joint. This was my joint, and I'm happy to, I'm happy to have been alive to hear some of this music. I'm happy to know that I heard a lot of this music. I saw the videos when videos mattered. I bought the albums when buying albums mattered. I love the lyrics when lyrics mattered. I love the beats when the beats mattered. I love the fact that I didn't know the artists like that. And then I would see them, in passing. I would see them in different spaces. That right there we're never going to see that again. So if you was alive for that and you were around for that, you know what it felt like, because you haven't gotten that feeling again. You haven't gotten that feeling again in music. I know it's a lot of times people say, oh, people drop this. Look how classic is thrown around so loosely now. A lot of things that people say are classics are not classics, because when you say it's a classic and you say, did it come out 28 years ago? And you be like, no, it just came out like 28 minutes ago. And you be like, so how the hell is it a classic? Right? Because people say everything is a classic. Now, oh, this is a classic. No, it's not. Because when you go back through some of these albums and you play the album now, you be like, yo, this was my shit. And then something else come on. This when you cared about videos. This when videos had something called treatments. It has storylines. Even if you watch Reunited, it's Wu-Tang, motherfuckers. That's Angela Yee. Go look that up. That's Angela Yee saying that. It's Wu-Tang, motherfucker. Wu-Tang. That's Angela Yee. Go look at the video when we leave this shit. That's Angela Yee, a young Angela Yee. So I'm just happy to, and I think for some of us who are of a certain age and been around so long in the culture, when we say we don't like certain music, they try to say that we're haters and we don't want to move on. No, the new shit don't compare to the old shit. I will say the new shit sounds better as far as sonically. Not the construction of the beat, not how the samples and none of that. I just say it sounds better, because if you listen to some of the old music and some of the eras, if you listen to your iTunes or your Apple Music or whatever, rather Apple Music, it's very low. The music now today is mastered better. That's the only thing I say. So sonically, it sounds better. But yeah, now we have videos coming out, and something happened in the culture where a lot of the artists that we love stopped working. They stopped doing a lot of videos, doing a lot of music, and we kind of lost touch with them. So what's happening now, we're looking for this old feeling that we it's never coming back. It's never going to come back. The times are different. The way music is made is different. The digestion of music is different. It's too much music coming out. It was a particular time where people would say, yo, that dude GZA is nice. I quit. Now people would say, yo, I'm better than GZA. I was thinking about this today. If you was to do a poll, now if you're, I would give you, let's say you're 30, let's say 37 and up, right? 37 and up. If you was to do a poll and you ask millennials and you ask certain people, who's a better rapper, Rakim or Drake? And you did a poll, it will blow your mind that people would say Drake is a better rapper than Rakim. It will blow your mind. It would really blow your mind. So if you did a poll, it would say Drake raps better than Rakim. Does Drake rap better than Rakim? Absolutely not. But the poll would say that because people don't reach far back in hip hop. People don't reach far back in hip hop. Certain things, they don't know who certain individuals are. They don't know who Rakim is. Rakim it's not that he didn't do enough. A lot of stuff that he could have did now that you see artists doing, he didn't do then. We know Rakim rap circles around a lot of people, but it could be Rakim's fault that he didn't do enough to sustain over the years, because remember it was Eric B and Rakim, then it was Rakim, and that was Eric B and Rakim is different from Rakim the soloist. My favorite Rakim song in the latter years is The Saga Begins. It's my favorite record by Rakim, but he signed with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre tried to get him to do something that he didn't want to do, and I'm not telling him to conform, but we would have loved to hear, just try one Thug record with Dr. Dre. See how it sound. You didn't have to curse, but I'm happy to use my platform to talk about music, because music is the last thing spoken about right now. Everything else is spoken about. You have other YouTube people talking about other YouTube people. You got people talking about who getting fat, who's snitch, who's a rat, who did this, who that. But we don't talk about the thing that brought us all together, and that's the culture. And I realized talking about hip hop culture is not even popular anymore because there is no beef, right? Like, so we have to sell and sensationalize shit. And I blame 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Because it worked for him, and then everybody started taking that on later on. And what we forgot is that the music is why some of us know each other, why some of us could bop our head together, why some of us might even be in the same place. Other than that, shit. If I'm going to get me a taco, what's the probability of you being in the taco spot with me? You might be in the pizzeria. You might be, at the burger spot. You might be at the vegan spot. But if the taco spot is known for playing some dope hip hop, we all go into the taco spot. If the pizzeria is known for playing some dope hip hop, we all go into the pizzeria. So the thing that brought us all together is the less thing that's spoken about right now in our culture. No podcasts are really doing it unless they're complaining about how the music sound, unless they're complaining about who did this and who did that. And it's a real big problem, because I still would like to talk about the music. I still would like to talk about the culture of music. I still would like to talk about the making of music. That's why I'm going to bring the Beatmaker show, because y'all seen the other night. I took all of this stuff down because YouTube got funny with me. But the rabbit hole of music actually goes deep when you get into it and you know it. And there's so much to absorb and learn from. And, I wish it was 10 of me's because then I could learn. But then I find that we do have elder statesmen in the culture that could be teaching, but instead of them teaching, they're preaching. You know, I would love to hear more. I would love to learn more. It's so much for them to give. But one thing about me, I'm not stuck in what was. I know what is and what's to come. What is right now, right? What's to come is on us. It's on us or what's to come. Yeah, the album came out 28 years ago, and that's why we champion it. That's why we celebrate it. But we don't say, yo, y'all need to make music like this. Because to ask GZA, who was born in 1966, shit, Martin Luther King was killed like 2 years later. So think about how he was 2 years old when Martin Luther King died. Some of us wasn't even born when Martin Luther King died. You understand? So to put that on him and other artists of that age, they did their job. And for them to say, oh, we need to bring it back or take it back. No, we need to move it forward. But we need to, a lot of the youth is not taught. It's not taught. And I think the culture, I don't want to say it made it bitter because I don't think that that's dope a thing to say. The culture aids a lot of people out, but the culture, it wasn't the lessons left. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully, when you look at RZA, that's not the same RZA. You know, that's just not the same RZA that we thought we were getting. You know, he morphed into somebody different. And I think that hurt a lot of the music too, because he was providing the soundtrack, but then he might have gotten tired. So again, we don't really get a lot of stuff because, yeah, a lot of them individuals is on tour, but they were on tour with old music. They're not on tour with new music. They're not making new music that we love today. They're making songs. They're making stuff that's okay, but it's not the same. And what happens is that you need an understudy. You need understudy. You need different people. And then in our culture, it's quick. We are quick to discredit somebody. So you got an individual like Fourth Disciple who just dropped the album called The Algorithm. Yeah, the album might have been out for 2 years, but if you love Fourth Disciple, why don't you have The Algorithm, right? Why don't you have the Fourth Disciple album? Why are you not following Fourth Disciple on Instagram? Why are you not in tune with what Fourth Disciple is doing? Why are you not in tune with Killer Priest might have dropped like 10 albums in the last few years? Why are you not in tune with that? Reason why, because some people have bought into what the majors push to you. So when they leave the major and they go to the indie, if you can't see it, you don't sort it out. But if you're a fan of an individual, you're supposed to follow them no matter where they go. Not because they're here, they're relevant. No, you follow them because you love their body of work. You follow them because they made music that changed your life. You follow them because they did something that actually did something, like you got Don Pacino dropped the solo album, Terrorism. You got a lot of them who did work and do work, and it is some of that sound that you love, but you don't fuck with it because it's not forced on you. The way music is consumed now, music is not forced on you anymore. The brothers don't have the $300,000 videos no more. They don't have the budgets. A lot of them are doing it out of pocket. Many have done Kickstarters, GoFundMe, different things. Y'all will fund stupid documentaries and dumb films and all that shit. But your favorite artist who has a track record of doing music for you that you love, if they do a Kickstarter, we quick to say somebody's begging. Me, I've done thousands of interviews on YouTube. I fed the culture more than the culture fed me. This is a fact. But if I put up my Cash App, oh, he begging. If I put up a GoFundMe because I want to do something, he's begging. How could I be begging when I fed the culture? We know the culture don't feed us back. So we reach to the people and say, hey, man, follow me here, support me here. You know the powers that be, once they kick us away or kick us to the curb, they don't want to fuck with us no more. You understand what I'm saying? So at this point, first of all, Blue 252. At this point, if you still asking where another nigga is at, just go somewhere else. Motherfucker ain't been on my channel or been with me in a long time. Seriously. Cut that shit out. That's for everybody. At this point, go somewhere. Go somewhere. Anyway, where you at? Where you asking where another nigga's at? What difference do it make? Y'all niggas is weird. Seriously, I'm tired of that shit altogether. Don't ask about nobody. Where another nigga at? I don't fucking know. Don't care either. And I know what you did, and I know why you did that too. Y'all think, what's wrong with y'all? I'm here building, talking about some fucking music, and you asking about a nigga that ain't even in the title, don't even got nothing to do with nothing. At this point, you don't want to move on? At this point, you don't want to move on? You still worried about that? Do you know your real daddy? Find your real father. Anyway, so you have these artists who are trying to do the music that you want, but they don't have the funding, they don't have the means. So some of them do Kickstarter, some of them do different things, and you have individuals who, instead of saying, yo, I'm going to support that, they'll be like, oh, you begging. You this, you that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's tough for a lot of that music you want to come out, because you got to remember that music is not popular, and they already put out the memorandum about the albums that they don't want hip hop no more. They want Afro beats and Latin music. So do you think that they're going to be able to drop these albums? No, they're not going to be able to do that. So when you see some people that you think did right by you as far as music, then what you should do is support them in any way possible. Follow them on social media, DM them. You know, you got to realize sometimes that people, if you tell them what they mean to you, that gives them the power to keep going. Damn, burping the shit. Sorry. You have an artist like Killer Priest. Killer Priest is on this album. Classic song, Fourth Chamber, right? Classic song, Bible. But if you go look at Killer Priest's social media, why doesn't Killer Priest have 2 million, 3 million followers on his IG? If he really affected your life like that, if he really bodied that and you the God and you one of the GOATs, how come we don't treat our peers like that? People will tell somebody they're a legend, but don't support shit they do. But a female could be out there with pasties on her nipples, shaking her fucking BBL, and y'all in the comments, y'all even, y'all following it, y'all sharing it, y'all doing all this stuff. And again, this is how we keep our culture thriving and going. Killer Priest, they're all these brothers who did great stuff that you loved 28 years ago are there available for you, and you don't support them. You don't support them. So stop calling people legends. Stop saying, oh, you this, that, and the third, and you don't follow them because you follow that whore. You subscribe to that OnlyFans page. And I know it's instant gratification for you, but it's almost a perversion, because if I changed your life, if you tell me, yo, you changed my life, I started doing this because of you, what did that bitch do for you? Why did she get your follow? Why did she get your support? And you tell me this in passing. So, you know, so as they made these things 28 years ago, We know 28 years from now, none of us will be here, right? Well, we hope to be. But maybe 28 years from now, some of us might not be here, right? The history always gets rewritten. And we're going to get written out of our own history that we created. Remember that. You're going to get written out of your own history that you created. Because if they are the ones who write the history, they're always going to whitewash it and always take your contributions and what you contributed to it and make it a minimum. Especially if they can't monetize you. So again, legend, yo, you the GOAT and all that. Yo, if you think this person is a legend, if you think this person is the GOAT, if you think this person is whatever the case may be, treat them like that to this day, because many of the people suffer from different things that no other culture has to go through. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to hear this shit. No other culture has to go through what some of us so-called legends have to go through, because we are always held to scrutiny based on right now, what we're doing right now. But how could you tell me I changed your life? If I change your life, if Priest change your life, if GZA change your life, if Fourth change your life, where's the reciprocity at? You mean to tell me you can't hit a follow on social media? But you'll follow a fucking honey badger page or something like that? You'll follow motherfucker busting bumps and shit like that, but you can't follow somebody who changed your life? Yo, and then y'all be all anime. This is the soundtrack of my life. Yo, this is deep. Yo, this is deep, God. Yo, God, I had to deny this to that shit. And yo, when you drop this jewel right here, yo, you got all of that shit when it's cool, but you never hit the follow button. You're not in tune with how these people are independently releasing shit, how these people are moving on an independent label or independent way, because they can't be on Geffen no more, because Geffen don't think that the music that they make you want. They don't think you want that. Plus there's agendas and certain things that have to get pushed. So you think they want songs like Bible? You think they want anything that's going to give you any information? No. So he'll say, yo, I can't make another Bible because who's going to play it? Y'all don't want it. You know, and again, these are redundant conversations. These are conversations that we keep having. We just keep, we keep saying it. Many people keep saying it, but it goes in one ear and out the other, right? It goes in one ear and out the other. And I try to bring a lot of them on. And a lot of times I used to get disrespected for bringing a lot of them on. And I never stopped. I never stopped bringing on people who were legendary to me. Now they call it giving flowers, so it's accepted. But at one point, it wasn't accepted. People wasn't that receptive to certain interviews. And I brought on legends and end up getting classic material from them. So, again, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to, have any of you, and you can answer this in the comments when you get a chance. But have any of you ever been in an official studio session? I don't mean flying vocals. I don't mean you emailed the joint. I'm talking about, have you ever been in the element of the studio? The 90s studio sessions, we didn't have the cameras. We didn't have the technology. We didn't have the flip phones. We didn't have anything. We weren't able to document some greatness. Some people were, but it was some greatness that took place that wasn't recorded, not documented. I would have loved, just put yourself in these places. You're in the studio, or you can see in the studio Everybody's bopping their head. And he's playing Triumph. And we know Deck is first. And then he goes in the booth. And if you could have been a fly on the wall, or you could have been there, and he just says, all right, count me in. Of course, at this particular time, Dirty was no longer with us. But Dirty, they had some of his vocals. And then he goes in there and he says, I bomb atomically, Socrates philosophies. Imagine you're in that room. I got goosebumps saying it. This is what the 90s hip hop was for some of us. I remember being in the crib and Big was like, yo, loop this beat for me. And I looped the beat for him, which turns out to be Warning. I didn't know what it was. But he's like, yo, Mo gave me a joint. I want to fuck with it. He hooked up the microphone. I hook up the microphone and he just says, who the hell is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and now I'm yawning. Wipe the coat out my eye. I'm like, but it's Walk On By. I'm like, yo, this nigga's rapping to Walk On by Isaac Hayes. I said, so he just, and I'm like, yo. Then he gets to, damn, niggas want to stick. So he got my cousin who had a deep voice. He was like, yo, say this. Damn, niggas want to stick me for my paper. My cousin got a very, very deep voice. So I'm like, what the hell did we just record? But he only did the first verse. He didn't do the second verse, right? Then Warning comes out. I'm like, yo, he recorded that in my crib. In the crib with Tech one day. Tech say, I play a beat. Tech like, yo, I got a song for that. He said, yo, I want to do Slick Rick a Teenage. That's on the internet somewhere. You could find it, Smith & Wesson, produced by Doggie Diamonds. He said, yo, I want to do Teenage Love Over, but still wasn't on it. So it was times where we was able to be in these studios sessions, and then you didn't know who was going to walk in. And you didn't never know who, yo, I call such and such. Yo, I just call Do It All from Lords of the Underground. He about to pull up. So it's a song by the Youngsters and Lords of the Underground called Keep It Underground. I remember when they recorded that. Keep It Underground. I don't know if the song ever came out, but I know it might be on YouTube. The Youngsters featuring Lords of the Underground, or vice versa. But I remember the night they recorded that. I didn't go to the studio session. But it was just times where they were recording. Now they're emailing vocals. Now they're flying vocals. Now they're doing a whole bunch of shit that you can tell that the music is not cohesive. And I guess what I'm saying is that you have individuals who put a lot on for this culture, and there's really no reward for what they did. There's really no reward for what they did, besides maybe every now and again a post under their post or whatever. But other than that, they're overlooked, underpaid. And the fucked up thing about hip hop, and even for myself, the money is not retroactive. So look, I have all these interviews on this channel, the Ali Vegas, 5 million something. Basically, YouTube told me that all you did, all these views you amassed, all this shit you did in the culture, it ain't worth shit. That's what YouTube told me. But when they demonetized my channel, they told me all the shit you did in this culture ain't worth shit. Really think about that. They told me everything you did, all the interviews you got on here, is worth nothing. Really think about that. Shit that shaped and molded the culture. The shit that these niggas is biting. The Max B shit. All that shit is on this channel. They told me that shit ain't worth nothing. Really think about that. So if something happens to me, fatal, and I'm no longer here, They just told me that all I've did in this culture ain't worth shit. And I will be handled like that because the corporation did that to me. But the people who ate off of my labor, my brainchild, my shit that I used to get clowned for and laughed at doing, there is nobody that'll say, nah, we got to lift him up and hold him up as the champion. Just really think about that. So when I put up my Cash App and I say different things, and you got these pussy niggas who come in and say, oh, he's begging. How could I be begging when I give you content? I'm not begging. But shit. Who else is talking about music? Who else is doing certain things, right? They told me you ain't worth shit. Just really think about that. And I erased like fucking 400 videos. You know what I'm saying? I got some of y'all through work. I got these fucking podcast sucker niggas. They all copy my shit. Some of them do a great job. Some of them are just weird. Some of them got the nerve to talk shit about me. You know, and just really think about that. So it's the same thing. Killer Priest, he has a song on Bible. We all love that. We don't know if he got fairly compensated by Geffen Publishing or even GZA. We don't know. So he was told, you did a great record called Bible. And that ain't worth shit. Now, for the person that said it's only true if you believe it, that has nothing to do with you being able to afford your life and live your life. I'm not dealing with no spooky shit. I'm not into moral victories, all right? Because to keep these lights on, to keep all this shit on, this shit don't come with a pat on the back or morality. You don't got nothing to do with it. I kept my integrity for 20-something years since I came in the culture. We ain't even talking about that. I'm just saying, this is what happens. This is what happens, what they do to legends in the culture. So that's why we have to say, yo, GZA shit was dope. Let's all go streaming. Because the priest is getting paid. If this one is getting paid, yo, look what they gave us 20 years ago. That's what I'm saying. That's the moral of the story. Okay, they won't pay me on this channel. Okay, I have another one. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Interlude TV. When I'm live, I need you there. That's all I'm saying. I have alternate methods to do stuff. But if you fuck with me no matter where I go. If you see me not fuck with somebody no more, always follow me. I am the one with the track record. I am the one who's never led people astray. So don't ask me where no fucking nigga is at or nobody or who I fuck with or who I don't fuck with. I ain't never lead this culture astray. I ain't never do no bullshit. Not me. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. It's the last time I say it. If you think I've been in this culture for 17 years and in the 16th year, I decided to do wrong to people and sit in the 16th year, then you're just as fucking stupid as the person who thinks that along with you. That's all I'm saying. So if I'm if I'm building other channels and I'm building platforms and you know I'm going to give you quality content, that's all I'm saying. So let's everybody stream the album tonight. Let's everybody celebrate Liquid Swords. Let's everybody play it. I don't care if you play one song. I don't care if you play 2 songs. I don't care if you play 3 songs off there. Go play the records because these men might still be eating off this. And they say that their labor isn't worth shit anymore because nobody wants to hear that shit. So that's when we say, oh, hell no. Them streams just went up 15% out of nowhere. Them streams just went up such and such. You know what I'm saying? And follow Killer Priest on Instagram. Follow GZA on Instagram. Follow Fourth Disciple. Matter of fact, let me find the bro shit, man. Come on, man. Let me find Fourth Disciple shit. I got an interview with Fourth right on this channel. You can look it up. He has an album out called The Algorithm. Hold on. Look, he only got, come on, Fourth Disciple got 15,000 subscribers, man. Come on, man. I got more than him. And I won't even say that I'm deserving of having more subscribers than him. I mean, followers on Instagram. And I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'm more deserving than to have more followers on him. This man did legendary soundtrack music to our lives. Why he don't have 200,000, 300,000 followers, it beats the hell out of me. And he's actually there doing music to this day. He be on the turntables. He do a lot of stuff. But let me say, his thing is The Real Disciple. Real Disciple. I don't know if you can see that. The Real Disciple on Instagram. Follow him, man. Let him know, man, I sent you. You know, so that's because he did Bible music. So if you love that, he did that music. So you can't love priest and love Bible and don't love the person who provided the soundtrack. He provided the soundtrack, and I think he deserved as much props and praise as GZA, as priest, because he provided the soundtrack. So again, follow Killer Priest, Real Killer Priest. Make sure you follow Fourth Disciple. Follow everybody. If somebody did something for you, or you just have a moment that you could reflect on, damn, man, I remember having these sneakers. Fuck with them, man. Show the people that you fuck with them. And unfortunately, everything is based off of numbers. I mean, everything is mathematics anyway. But the math don't be mathing. So when they go and say, yo, look, I want to go get a situation or whatever, they'll say, yo, hold up. How many followers you got? Oh, I got 15,000. How you going to promote your album? You are a dope producer. Yeah, we do like your music. But why would we give you money to put out music and you only got 15,000 followers? That means only 15,000 fuck with you, and you made music that touched the world 28 years ago, and music that touched the world still to this day. The math don't math. And that's on the people. That's not on us, because all we could do is provide the content. But the people always got something to fucking say about the content. But look what you left with now. Look what you left with. Remember, y'all shit on what we do. You shit on what we bring forth. Now look what you stuck with. Complaining about that shit too. So you'd rather me be on here talk about how I don't smoke, how I don't drink, how I lost weight, how I do shit, or you rather be on here talking about hearing dudes talking about how they gonna catch them and fuck them in their butt and blow it. That's what you want to hear? Look what you stuck with. I ain't gonna change who I am. I'm gonna keep speaking truth to power and giving people life through my speech and how I carry myself. Look at that other shit. So now you stuck with that. Now you stuck with a motherfucker bragging about how they had 4,000 people in the room while they talk about violating other men. 4,000 people, 5,000 people in their room while they pissy ass drunk. Talking about nothing but death and destruction and fuck shit. But you can have brothers like Fourth Disciple go live on the turntables, do shit, and have like 20 people watching them. But I know if you can't drink it, smoke it, kill it, fuck it, I know a lot of y'all don't care. You know, it just is what it is. I accepted it. I made peace with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do what I do. I made peace with it. But keep watching. Look what y'all stuck with now. Because you sometimes are responsible for you. You're responsible for what you consume. Food is not always what you ingest orally through your mouth. It's what you ingest through your mind via what you see and what you hear. That affects your brain too. Food affects your brain. So does what you see here. You ever be in a good mood and then you go on social media and see or hear something and you're triggered? You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to go on this shit. You could have went right to the pages where you know it's going to be good energy. Right to the pages where this dude is chopping up samples. Right to the pages where this dude is working out. Right to the pages where this dude is on the turntables. Instead, you went right to your trauma. And now you're triggered for the day. All right. That's on you now. You got all the power. You got all the control. You got everything to push people numbers. You got all the power to make people stars, and you won't do it. You won't do it. Fourth disciple who did all of that Sons of Man's music, who did the Bible, who did classic music over 30 years ago, 30-something years ago, got 15,000 followers on Instagram. Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'all motherfucking self. So don't come in here talking about, oh, he's a legend. Oh, he this, he that. Well, where's the evidence to support what you're saying? He has an album called The Algorithm. Do y'all even know that? Did you even know he had an album called The Algorithm? Why? Because he's not on the front of iTunes. How can he be on the front of iTunes when Drake is on the front of iTunes? Drake is going to be on there because everybody got to eat, because everybody eat off Drake. Who eats off of Fourth? This might be the first album where he got all his publishing, all his rights and everything. You think somebody's going to help him? You think somebody's going to tweet that for him? You think somebody's going to push that out there? I tweeted Black Milk, because I like it. The other day I told y'all albums I like. Who does that? Nobody does that anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So look, it's about this. You don't know. Now you know. Let's be the change we want to see. Hold on. I like that. Y'all do y'all thing. But this is our thing over here. Because we can separate. They can still exist. We're not saying get rid of them, but no, let's stop shunning our shit. Let's stop telling us what we want to hear. Let's stop telling us what we want, because we don't want that shit. We want more Fourth Disciple beats. We want more True Master beats. We want more PF Cutting beats. It's so many people in this culture. We want more Aguilar music. It's so many people in this culture that did things that the majors and the corporations told them, you're not worth nothing. And they say, what? You crazy? The people love me. And they go right to their numbers. And they say, no, they don't. You don't even got 10,000 followers. And you post every day and nobody likes it. But let her walk with her stink-ass BBL, or let him show some fake-ass jewelry with moissanite in it, and y'all all consuming it. Let the Shade Room post some of our dysfunction, and y'all liking it, and all in the comments too. You can't make this shit up. Like I said, I made peace with it. I know where I'm at. I know what it is. I know how to get around that. Some of these brothers don't know how to deal with it. Some of these brothers don't know what's going on, because it's a new world to them dealing with the internet. We should be welcoming them. We should be having them in a situation where they feel loved and welcome from us, because this is our culture and we curate who we love. We celebrate who we love. They don't got to go on Drink Champs. They don't have to go on Joe Budden, because some of them shows are not even going to bring some of these individuals on. I'm sorry. So what do? We just leave them in the culture, and then we say, oh, nah, he was nice. I used to love him. How? How did you love somebody that you never showed love? You know, love is something that you feel. It's not something that you say. Love is not monetary either. Love is a feeling. Like, yo, man, damn. So I feel love sometimes when people come in my DM and say, yo, man, I was going to pick up that drink, and then I heard you say, stop drinking. Yo, I just did 25 push-ups. That's love, because I know that what I'm saying exactly is changing lives via word. I'm using my words to change the life of people. I don't have a record deal. I don't got a major deal. I don't got shit. But I'm still using a demonetized platform to celebrate my brothers in this culture. You show me who doing that. I wish more people did it. I wish more people say, hey, GZA was released a special album 28 years. I wish it was 20 channels doing that shit, because he deserves that. GZA don't deserve that. GZA? So if GZA don't deserve it, who does? A nigga with rainbow barrettes in his hair and his nails painted? That's y'all. That's what y'all left with. Hey. That's what y'all left with. This is what they trying to leave you with. A nigga with barrettes in his hair, with a doobie wrap barrettes in his hair, and his nails painted. But y'all quick to say, man, we tired of this. It comes in your actions. You tired of something, you protest. You change shit. You got the power. You spread the word. I tell people all the time, share, like, subscribe. One ear out the other. You know what I'm saying? In one ear out the other. Share, like, subscribe. Go to my other page, subscribe. I just put out footage with Eric Sermon and Rockwilder. Eric Sermon don't deserve your view. Rockwilder, I got them together. So if you don't want that hip hop, because you missed the 90s and I bring it to you, and you overlook it because niggas talking about who's a snitch, who's a rat, who did this, who did this, who did that. Nothing to do with hip hop culture, I might add. Nothing to do with hip hop culture. And we watching females talking about they like getting pissed on and all types of shit like that. And that goes 1 million views. We watch a nigga spit in a woman's mouth, 1 million views. But when somebody bring you hip hop, because everybody wants real rap back, I'm tired of this. And when somebody brings it to you, why my video got 300 views? That ain't on me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm giving you what you said you want, right? Where's the numbers and the evidence to support it? Because as you know, anything that does great numbers changes the demographic, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon. You know, I'm the first one through the door. I take all the bullets. You get what I'm saying? I take all the bullets. So y'all, you know, it's on y'all. It's there. It's there. I still say it. Black Milk, I interviewed Black Milk before. Can't say I know him personally. I have maybe more of a relationship with Guilty Simpson, another dope MC. But all I can really do is shout these guys out. It's up for you to I don't, you know, a lot of times I don't get acknowledgement that I shouted them out. I didn't do it for that. I don't get a retweet from them. I didn't even do it from that. I don't even clip it and say, yo, man, I shouted you out. Nah, it's just pure love of this culture that don't even love us, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't even love us. You know, so yeah, that's it, man. I gotta go. I just gotta go. Okay. I just wanted to come live on here. I definitely need to continue the audio. Doggie Diamonds, No Filter. They hear the Don't Laugh show is also on Apple Podcasts. That's also on the Interlude TV, as you can see at the top. Just make sure you follow me on social media, Doggie Diamonds on everything. Doggie Diamonds TV. I do not run the Instagram page, but, you know, it's content that go on there. You know, shout out to all my moderators, Brown Girl, Kelly Mills, Kandaka, Coach Kandaka, Big Mar, everybody who show love and respect. If you're here with me right now, yo, I appreciate you. If you know the plight of us and you know the mission, then let's just go to the mission. Let's just do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to King Just. Shout out to King Just. Shout out to Hands On. Shout out to a lot of people, man. Like, yeah, shout out to a lot of people who definitely put on for this culture, who are unsung heroes. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, man. Until next time. You remember, man, if you need any promotion from me, man, all you got to do is hit me up on Twitter. You'll get multiple Twitter pages now, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community threads, and Doggie Diamonds No Filter. If you don't even know how to get in contact with me, everything is right below in the description box. That's it. Love and respect. Remember, I'm on the other channel daily too. I will be going live on both channels like every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm bouncing from one channel to another. This is what I signed up for. Whether I can make $1 or I get $1,000, I get $1 million. I never knew that I can do this for money. I have a voice, I have a mind, I have a point of view, and I'm not going to be silent, and I'm not going to stop talking because I didn't get $2 to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's on the people. As long as y'all receive it, I'm going to keep doing it. Until next time, man, I holla. You already know what's coming up. Tiptoe.